welcome to a new video of your favorite YouTube channel. We always talk about interesting things about writing. As we do today, we're here in the Jacques Herbin ink manufacturing in the middle of Paris. We're sitting here today with Laurent Nusser. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
Before we start the interview, we always do a pen check first. So, Laurent, which pen do you carry with you today?
First, I would like to apologize to my English not so good. Yes, that's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I choose this pen, this Jacques Herbin pen. It's a resin, and this is a roller. Okay, this roller is for me it's very interesting because for the everyday writing, it's very good flow. And the resin also is light, so I can carry it everywhere. And the interest also of this pen is to put all the inks you see. You can use cartridges, Jacques Herbin, but also we have a converter inside.
Are you sure?
So we can yes, sure. We have a converter, so it's very easy to fill. Just a pump here. And you choose the ink, Herbin, Jacques Herbin, or others, if you want.
This one is empty, but which color do you normally
yes.
in your pen?
Yes, because I didn't have, I write a lot, so I didn't have that. Yes, that's a good question. I have several nice colors I use, but the last ink that touched me a lot is I don't know if we have, I think we have it, yes. This is the blue Austral, because it's a blue, but a very specific blue with some green and turquoise. That's the blue Austral.
What is it about ink that fascinates you?
Inks for me is very important, not because we produce from ages, but a fountain pen without ink is just an object. So ink, for me, it brings fountain pen alive. Okay, and what's interesting to ink is it's not a common liquid, but there are a lot of shades and nuances. It's like our thoughts, and we are very keen of when we elaborate the inks, not to produce a color, but a complexity of nuance. And I think the anniversary ink with the shining, with the inside shimmering, it's a good illustration because we have a color but change a lot.
It gives a little extra.
So we chose for Herbin, the line, not the motto, but it's Le monde au fil de l'encre. Le monde au fil de l'encre is ink, the world over ink. World over ink. It means ink is the center of the collection for Jacques Herbin, but I don't want to reduce our activity on only the ink, because we wanted to promote more the manuscript art of writing.
So more about the ink as well.
Yes.
Herbin is a company with a large history. Can you tell us a brief history lesson about Herbin? Let's take our time machine and go back to the start.
To make a short story for Herbin, there is a lot of things to. First, it's a company that's nearly 350 years, so it's a very old company, and next year will be a great anniversary for Herbin. We try to, with historic workers to go as far as possible to discover behind the G from Herbin.
Mm-hmm.
We find Jacques.
Yeah.
That's why the name. But Herbin was first navigators who crossed the sea to discover a lot of things and to make a business with stationery and inks. I think it's a very interesting people because he invented the sealing wax, because the wax before existing but not the sealing, so he find the products, vegetable products, to allow the wax to be sealed on paper. After he has alone many things. Herbin was independent, but also they've been bought out for other company. But at the end of the day, and today it's the only plant, French plant ink to exist today.
Okay, yeah.
So I think it's incredible because this is a little company, it's a little brand, but it's still existing after 350 years. I think it's a nice story.
How important is it for Herbin to be a French company?
Yes, and the specificity of Herbin is to be in Paris since the beginning. First, they were near Notre-Dame de Paris, in the first district, and after it moved in the Marais, and after about it changed about Pantin, we go into Pantin. Pantin is just the limit of Paris, and finally we exactly like La Fontaine through Gerardo, the company, trying to buy out this nice company, and now it's established in the 10th district. This is very important for us to promote this French company, and actually we sell more out of France than in France. About yes,
the world
80, yes, the world large.
You talked about the sealing wax before because it was really like a core product back in the days. How is the sealing wax still important for the company?
Yes, we try, and we always keep the quality of the wax. Of course, we have tried to invent new wax, and especially for the more easy to work. So this is the more traditional one. It's the cire de banque. Look, it's breakable, but the color and it's the best. It's very shiny and the old-fashioned way. But we also maybe now more for guns, little guns in the wax, like glue guns.
I noticed in the factory that the wax is also still used for the.
Yeah, sure. So we use the wax for traditional for sealing, but we also for the decoration for luxury brand. So we have a luxury brand. I cannot tell the name, but everybody knows who buy us wax to finish some products and or to make to put on certificates. But we use wax also to finish and to embellish our ink, especially on the anniversary range ink.
Recently, the Jacques Herbin brand was added. Can you tell us a little bit more about this strategic decision?
Yes, that's a good question, because not everybody understands why we decided to promote to create a new range. Why Herbin can also make it. I think Herbin is a brand specialized, really specialized on inks and wax. For Jacques Herbin, we wanted to make another, to touch other people who likes also inks, but also wanted to not to be focused only on inks, but to propose an all universe of products. Inks, yes, first, but also pens, pen holder, nibs, also stationery, nice paper envelopes, and also leather goods. But to be in currents, what's very important is to give manuscript writing a new dimension. And Jacques Herbin was interesting about that, to be an autonomous line, and it takes all the best about Herbin, about Lalo, about Browser, but all the skills of the savoir-faire of the group.
So all the higher end products
Yes.
are all put together.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And we've been helped because it's a very long process to create and to put this new range. We've been helped by people from the outside to help us in that way. Designers, Italian designers, or people who work in the luxury business, brands.
That's a good thing. Producing eco-friendly is really a big subject right now. How does Herbin contribute to producing eco-friendly in an eco-friendly way?
Yes. Jacques Herbin first is to make products very simple way. Okay. If you look all the design of our fountain pen. This is roller pen, fountain pen, or it's only very the shape very simple. We don't have a lot of things on that. It's very simple. Just to choose nice materials and natural materials, but also we want to make long-lasting products to allow the generation to can not throw it away after. That's a good question. Just about the converters, just for rollers or for fountain pens. It's interesting that to promote that way, because just not to buy refill and then throw it away about 3 weeks. We want to promote the refillable way
with the ink bar.
And with the ink bar. And the people associated who choose to work with Jacques Herbin, we are very interesting and to promote that. You promote the way you can refill some bottle if they're empty with the same ink, because it's nice ink, it's nice ink pots, and you don't. You can refill. You can also
No, so it's a good thing that you can refill the bottles.
Yes.
Most of the inks, they have beautiful names. How is the process of these beautiful names coming up? Where do you get your inspiration? Who is making those names?
It's always a challenge, because I know the name are the people and the customers, the retailers love the names, and not only Jacques Herbin but also Herbin. We try poetic names, but not only poetic, but also make sense with the production of the ink. So it's tough. It's a lot of stuff, brainstorming, and so it's we make it in the company, not outside but it's very interesting for us because it challenges the people inside, and we are very happy at the end because.
So everybody in the office can come up with a new.
Yes, with idea, and after we make a
like teamwork.
Yes, exactly. It's teamwork, and it's a good.
It's a fun process.
It's a fun process, yeah.
We have some questions through our social media, for our Instagram. One of those questions is, are there colors you just cannot get right as you imagine it?
Actually, we all the ink we produce, we try to invent to create it inside the company. But and now it's very interesting and more that we also listened more and more the advices of the demands of from the net, from the blogs, social media. It's interesting. We don't want also to create 100 colors into like some company can make. We prefer to make colors, but right colors. So maybe next year or the year after, we will ask through social media and co-creation of color of ink.
Okay,
I think it's a good challenge, and I haven't on top of my mind, but it will be interesting. But we have to keep the control also after, because the ink can also be in harmony with the other colors we create. So it's not one color; it's one color in the collection. So
that's to fit in the collection. You cannot make a separate color that's completely different.
Exactly. So that's why we have to be careful about that.
So you say that for next year, when the anniversary is there, you want through social media ask the followers which color they want.
Yes, I like to. Maybe you can help us.
I will help you. I will help.
But yes, it's a co-creation, very interesting, and it's a good challenge.
Sounds like a fun project.
Yes, it can.
Yeah.
Sure.
Another social media question is there an archive with rejected inks that never made it to the market? So is there some place with inks that are produced but never made it to the market because you said before that you only want the right colors?
Yes, some projects have been stopped because after several months or trials, we find it's not as good as we want. So yes, sure, we have some not échec, but some inks, but it's good to process. It's not but the process of production. Sometimes we launch 3 ideas or 3 colors, and we finally we choose one.
Can you tell us a little bit about the difference of the quality of ink between the Jacques Herbin edition and the regular Herbin inks?
Yes. First, Herbin ink is we always try to have very good quality, so it's difficult when we create Jacques Herbin to make something different and better quality, because when we make the black one, we wanted to try to have most black ink on the markets, better than so we bought from outside all the ink cover of the markets, and we found the Perle des encres, the Herbin black was the best. We tried to be
A better one.
and we didn't find because we put more and more colorants. It was not good because the black is black, and it was so you know it's difficult. So we choose differently. We prefer to have 10 colors for the essential ink, 10 color, but very just color, very with a strong palette and in a nice harmonious way. Look, yes, there is more stuff inside because so you can put water after it, and you can draw with the Jacques Herbin ink. It's amazing. You make a black watercolor. It's working very well. But we also make triple filtration to have the ink for the essential ink very pure, without any wastes, in order to be the best for the flow of the fountain pen. We also choose colorant that are very specific and high resistance. So
it's really about the elements and the quality of the Jacques Herbin.
Yes. So it's but it's Herbin is still very good ink, and they are the main. We are the main range for. So Jacques Herbin, we are very also careful to have their own colors. With the blackout, black parts, all the colors are different from the Herbin, Jacques Herbin. That's and the way also we propose is the ink pot. You can put also some refill inside a trouble there's a case, So it's another way to the cartridges are also different. It's a bigger size. It's another way.
What do you think that makes people write with the Herbin inks instead of with an ink of a competitor?
It's a lot of different things put together. I think you see the cover, the products, the name of the colors. But more than that, is people have good fidelity for Herbin because we try to keep all day long, all years after years, the same shade, the same color. We have a lot of control, and Violet Pensée, Rouge Caroubier, this Herbin ink. We have from 100 years.
Is it difficult to maintain?
Yes,
the
we have to be careful to keep production after production with the same color, but also because sometimes the colorants we use are different, so we have to have a good stability of that. And also, it's amazing because we find a very old bottle of Rouge Caroubier, and we test the color.
Still the same.
And we test our color. It was the same.
Wow.
It was because
the
wine, change colors. So maybe why the ink's not changing color. The main strengths and
that's really like quality.
Is the quality of the ink and the right colors and also the durability of the ink.
What do you think about the future of writing, and then in Herbin in particular?
It's a good challenge. Exact Contact Fontaine is a big company, and we also we see all the digitalization, the numerization. People use more and more the phone, the emails, and blogs. Everything you see in the new way, he has consequence on the use, the way you write. But for us, writing and manuscript writing is very important. Not because we make products, but it's for the construction of the brain and the way you think. There is a lot of studies say that it's very important for the children to continue to write. And for us, we and for all the company, it's not only product we have to nice product we have to put on the market and sell. It's more we have to defend conviction and to promote the art of manuscript writing. That's why our motto for us is give body and thoughts, and not give body and color to our thoughts. Writing, like drawing, it's very important for the creativity of our mind. The creativity. When we use some tablets, phones, or an application, sometimes it's very spontaneous, very light reflection and passivity.
It's different.
It's very different. It's good. I don't know. I am also a fan, of course. But
do you still get written letters, handwritten letters sometimes?
Yes, sure. It's
you also recognize the ink then immediately. Oh yeah, this is definitely one of us.
And I'm very impressive and recognizant when we receive, and I receive some letters also with writing with ink. I know it's complicated because it takes time, but my wedding demand for my wife, I put it on with nice letters, right with it was rouge candy. No, rouge opera. It's different, but you keep it and you have it.
Yeah.
It's not always
it's
words.
forever.
It's forever, and you keep it. That's a very interesting for paper and writing.
If you have to describe Herbin in only 3 words, which 3 words would be to describe Herbin?
Very interesting question. I think first quality, because I told you about all of that. The second is long-lasting, because as we told before, we are very careful about to make production. The quality is the durability, like the company Herbin. And the third is the legacy. Legacy because we have a very old company, and yes, we are good fidelity to the beginning of the company. I think we have a big authentic brand.
Really large history. Is there anything else you want to share with us? Maybe something about the future that's coming up?
Oh, yes.
In anniversary year?
Yes, next year we prepare a lot of things for next year. We don't have the budgets of Mont Blanc brand, but we have a little company. But we try to make something very interesting because not all the brands can have 350 years.
Yeah, it's quite impressive.
So
for brands that can celebrate that anniversary.
So we will celebrate with all the customer and the people who like this kind of brands or the writing products. Yes, we have a products where we are very proud of. Is this kind of little products. It's a travel case for you can put all the writing tools. It can be a fountain pen or roller pen. But also you can put also for calligraphy, also like a pen holder. You can make your visit cards or everything you want. It's very very practical, and you can also have the bigger one if you want to put some extra pen. So we have two sizes. This is very good for very good product for us, and it makes sense also for all the range. We don't want to make laser goods to put the iPhone or the other products or wallets. It's not for us the way we want to propose. All this is in order to promote the art of writings.
Yeah, to protect
and to facilitate the users and the good products like that.
You also have a giveaway or something for us?
Yes, sure. So I think it will be interesting. It's the occasion to present you the new ink, anniversary ink. Donc, it's a canite du Népal. Canite du Népal. Canite is it's like c'est pierre précieuse, but precious gems.
Precious gems.
Yeah, precious gems. And Nepal is it's near the Everest, so it's in Himalaya, and the color of this gems is very shiny. It's a blue.
It's a beautiful color.
Yeah, it's a blue color. So we wanted to change the way we. The blue is a color the most says in the world for writing blue. Black also, but it's very interesting to try to find a new blue, very different that you have on the. So I love to give this.
Thank you. The ink is for a giveaway.
Yes.
For our viewers. If you want to win this beautiful ink of Jacques Herbin, subscribe to our channel and leave a comment below what you think about the Herbin brand, and maybe you're one of the lucky ones. We announce the winner 2 days after the video is uploaded, so make sure you subscribe to the channel and comment below the video. Mr. Nusser, thank you so much for having us for the factory tour, for this interview. It was really interesting. We also have a small gift for you, all the way from the Netherlands. I don't know if you know it, but they are called stroopwafels. You never heard of it?
I think something to eat. Is that?
Yeah, it's something to eat. And I'm sure you will like them.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And so thank you for the interview. And we are proud also to be distributed by Appelboom.
Yes, of course.
The first retailers in the Netherlands. It's a great honor for us.
Yeah, we're really proud of it. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to win this ink again, subscribe to the channel and comment below the video. And I hope to see you in another video.